Hello.
Hey everyone. All right, so it's my turn. We giggle. Okay, so
I'm Corey. What's up?
and I'm Kelly. So we've been doing this for like a year and a half now, and we'll get on here and we'll just start. We just start talking, and even from the beginning, like there's really nothing anywhere that explains to people like any kind of introduction of really who we are. And so we've had questions before, and I'm beginning to get some comments in places, and I feel like it's important just to lay out there like truly who we are, and our education, just different things, so that people understand like where we're coming from and what we're talking about, and just the knowledge that we have. So the first thing, I've got a list of the things that
My thought was we're going to go ahead and put some labels on us after we've worked for the last couple of years on realizing that labels are not who we are.
Right.
It's kind of funny, but it's still important.
Because none of this is necessarily, like you said, it's not who we are.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they're just disclaimers. Like, I am not a doctor.
I'm a citizen of the United States of America.
In essence, you see, this is me. This is all that I am. Whatever comes out of me, that is what.
I'm mainly Caucasian. I've got a bit of Jew in me, like everybody. Anyway.
So, education. All right. So, but it tells some of our background too. I don't know. I thought it might be good.
Yeah, for sure.
So, my education is I am a high school graduate, and I have 2 years of college. So I went into college. I went to USM in Mississippi, and I had absolutely no clue what I was going to study. So I went into general studies. So I studied all the general classes, and then I went for 2 years, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll go towards education, because everyone around me was going towards education, and I was like, that sounds good, and I'm a people pleaser, and I'll just do what everyone else does. And so then I got married. So I went 2 years to college, and then I got married at 20. It was the day after my 20th birthday. And so that is all the formal school, college education that I have. Now, as far as education and the knowledge that I have gained, I would put myself into, like, if I were to go back to school today, it would be psychology. Like, I have read, so I just love the mind, and I love learning about behaviors. I love learning just everything that we talk about, just with addiction, recovery, with the mind, body, spirit. Just, I love that kind of stuff. And so that is what I am drawn to. And so I have a lot of time invested in learning about trauma. Like, I've taken a lot of different things that are available, like, for free, like just conferences and seminars and all that kind of stuff. So I've put hours and hours and hours of my time into learning about trauma, and just the psychology around it, how it affects the body. And so I do have a lot of knowledge about that. And so that's part of my educational process. What about you?
I got about a 30-year degree in drug addiction and learning just about every type of drug there is that a person can use.
Right.
I have a very extensive knowledge of what drugs do what. Formal education, yeah, Rick's College, BYU. I got a degree in exercise science, minor in nutrition. I love the Tommy Boy thing. Yeah, a lot of people go to school for 8 years. They're called doctors. I got a bachelor's in about 8 years, but I had just tons of classes that I loved about the body. That was my number one. I was just crazy about nutrition, the body, the way that the body works, anatomy, physiology, kinesiology, all that fun stuff. It was a lot of fun to me. So, since college, yeah, same. Just psychoneuroimmunology, the way that our body, spirit, everything is connected. A lot of self-help books. I mean, I know I've read just about every single one, just never knew how to apply it in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, formal education. I'm alumni from BYU, and yeah, took a lot of classes that gave me time to snowboard. I got a great education in snowboarding and having a good time in college.
That's awesome, though. You know,
I wanted to be a professional student. I really did. I would have loved to go to school for the rest of my life.
Knowledge is so great, though. I mean, education is so important. So anywhere that we can seek more learning, just in anything that we're interested in. And the awesome thing is that, like, today, so many people just share content that's just free. I mean, anything that we're interested in and want to learn about. I mean, one time my dryer broke, and I was like, well, I need to fix something on my dryer, and I just Googled it, and I did it myself. So, you know, it's like there's just so much out there to learn. All right, so was there anything else with education? Yeah, you know, just life has just been a great school of education, like especially with having, no, I mean, I have addictive things about myself as well, but I've also been surrounded by so much addiction in people's lives around me, and so I've also got a really great education with codependency. I've been like one of the greatest codependents out there. I've mastered that one, and so just so much everything that goes along with addiction recovery. We both have just had a lot of experience with it.
Yeah, part of drug addiction is grandiosity, and believing that we're one of the biggest codependents out there would put you into the group of being a drug addict. Yeah. Just observe.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Minimizing, making it more than what it is. You've been very good at being a codependent, for sure.
Absolutely. And what's fun what's so fun about being so into behaviors and so into psychology, we analyze everything. We analyze ourselves, we analyze other people. It's like we can like really read people, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, right. Exactly.
We're working on not making assumptions while we analyze people.
So true. We are a work in progress.
Yeah.
So, career, employment, things that we have done for jobs throughout our lives, you know, because that kind of can give us experience and stuff, help us to relate to people in different ways. So, my first job was one day, and it was at a movie theater. I lasted all of one day, and I was like, nope, not doing that again. Then I worked at Piggly Wiggly as a cashier for about 3 months, and so I got a little experience in the grocery industry. I spent many years working in daycares with children. And so, you know, teaching, helping children. And then I got married, and I was very blessed to be able to stay home and raise my children. And I have not had to work outside the home. But within the home, I mean, you know, there is a lot of work. It's interesting because I've done a lot in my life that has not necessarily like paid me, because with our church, we are given opportunities to serve in different ways. And so I would consider many of the things that I've done within church a type of thing that I could go out and get employed. Like, I've been like event planners. I've done a lot of event planning. And I've learned that, like, I'm really good with the organizational stuff. Teaching. Like I've been a teacher for years and years and years, and so I would say that I could teach if I needed employment. Yeah.
Cool. In my employment history, I have done just about everything. I had a hard time holding a job from the time I started working through, but I've always been an entrepreneur. Just what I've always done. I had a hard time working for other people. I've done it many times, but just always felt like I'd be better off working for myself, and life has proven that I'm a lot better off working for myself, because I couldn't have held a job for the last 20 years. But God put me in the perfect place. So anyway, I don't know much more to say about my employment. Yeah, I love statistics. I love watching the stock market. It's fun. Doesn't mean I've done much in it, but I enjoy it. It's a hobby that is a source of income. I guess it could be. I don't know. But yeah, being an entrepreneur, just working my own schedule. I own a little pest control company and do some work in Minnesota and keep myself busy to pay the bills. So anyway.
I did think of something else that I did. I've done sales before. I was really big in Mary Kay and selling.
Oh yeah, you did that for a lot of years.
Yeah, I did. So I did good with that. So our religion, I mean, people who have watched us, I think probably know, but if you don't, we are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and so we go by many names. But that is the church that we belong to. It's known as Mormons, LDS. We've shared a lot of different beliefs of ours, throughout the videos that we have done. But that is our background. That is like, and it's a big part of who we are, is our belief system.
Yeah, this morning I was driving around, and actually a few times it went through my mind, I'm so grateful to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. I mean, my feelings towards him have grown so much in the last couple of years, and it crossed my mind like, yeah, man, I wish everybody could just realize how much Jesus Christ means to me as a Latter-day Saint, as a member of the Mormon Church, and how I don't have anything without him. Like, grace has saved me, whatever, however a person wants to put it. Jesus Christ is my Savior. I love him, and I happen to go to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And anything that will bring me closer to Jesus Christ and understanding how he lived and what he did and how he did it, I want to do it. So, the nutrition thing, everything. I just want to be more like Jesus Christ, even if it means people see me as skinny. I get that quite a bit. And it's like, you need to gain weight. And it's like, well, maybe not. Maybe
right.
Everybody's
just used to you being a certain weight, and maybe this is your weight. Being healthy. Yeah. Right. Yeah. With religion, like we've always been that religion, and over the past few years, I just really love learning about spirituality. I love learning about other religions. I love finding Jesus Christ wherever I can find him and learning about him from all these different backgrounds of the different religions, and it's just fun. I love him so much, and so even just goodness in this world comes from him. I mean, everything truly comes from him. Yeah. As we're seeking that goodness, and we can find him everywhere. But
I guess one thing, I did serve a mission in Guadalajara, Mexico for 2 years, and I'm fluent in Spanish, so I guess that's something I left out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I loved Mexico. Mexico was amazing. So, yeah.
What else? All right. So I have like pursuits, hobbies, things about us, like our interests. I have come to like really enjoy painting. I'm finding that I'm finding the creativity within me through paint and through art. That's something that a few years ago, my husband, before I even started painting or anything, like he bought me all sorts of paints and just brushes and just all sorts of stuff for Christmas one year. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with those? I mean, our mom always painted, but I've never been able to paint like my mom. And I think I've always compared myself, like I can't paint because I can't paint like my mom. But as my feed, my algorithm and stuff, I look at a lot of artist stuff and painting and everything, and I just see anything we throw on a canvas we call art. So I mean, I can do anything. I can just stick my hands on there and and just play and create art. And I've come to really understand, like recognize little things about myself. Like whenever I first started, my perfectionism was coming out a lot. Like I was seeing it and I was like having to let go of that as I was creating, and it's just awesome the way that it has taught me things about myself that I didn't see. So that's one thing that I really love is painting. I know I have many others. They'll come up as you share something.
I think I'm still finding myself, but I love learning about Jesus. No, we just talked about him.
It's true.
But I love learning about Jesus. I love praying. I love meditating. I love listening to uplifting, high frequency music. I love eating plants that are found in nature. I love learning about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning to really be conscious of the way things affect my body that I put in it. And I'm just really passionate about health lately. There's some things that I've still got in my life that I'm working on, that I just want to have a body that is just as pure as I can make it. And I'm pretty passionate about that. Right now, as for finding things that I love, I just work and I do about that. It sounds pretty boring, but I love it.
Yeah, it's, as we're living in the present so much and just focusing on you don't have to focus on it. I mean, we're just living in the present. I mean, it's really everything that we do is enjoyable,
Yeah.
No matter what it is that we're doing.
Yeah, it really is. When I'm wherever I am, I feel great, and I do what I do. And I love snowboarding. I have loved snowboarding in the past, but I haven't been in a while. I'm sure when I go, I'm gonna love it. But right now in my life, I'm really in the present moment, and those are the things that I really am passionate about right now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you've been painting a lot. You're passionate about insects. I'm passionate about keeping insects out of people's houses.
Yeah, I love herbs. I love plants. I love learning. I love just seeing what is around us and just researching it and seeing the medicinal properties in it, the nutritional properties, and just seeing what is around us that we can survive on. Like whenever I go out to the camp, I'm like I'm looking at all the mushrooms. I'm looking at the trees, the bark, the leaves, like what parts of plants we can use. And I love studying and just learning about all that kind of stuff. I've made tinctures. I've got jars and jars of just different dried herbs. I've got like roots. It's so funny because I would have like roots hanging, from string and herbs hanging, and my kids would call me a witch, because I just love learning about all of that kind of stuff. Just all the things that are just good for our bodies. And
you'll be good to have around if the world goes in a direction it could go.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully, I am challenged with recall, but maybe at the moment that we need it, then I'll be able to remember.
Yeah,
but
you will.
Yeah, I love to just learn. I just do. I love to read. I mean, and whenever I read, I have probably 5 different books right now that I'm reading. You know, it's like I'll go to different books and read. I just read so much. So that's something else. Yeah. What else? Now I put this down on here because I just wasn't sure, you know, because it does say a lot about us in a way that can relate, like other people can relate to and we've shared so much in so many of our videos about it, just like our labels, our diagnoses, like the things that we've been told that we are, which I don't receive that today. I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and I don't receive that today. I don't believe that. I think that a lot of labels that we're given, it helps doctors to prescribe us medications and it can help us, sometimes in critical moments, but a lot of times, like, I thought that I would be bipolar and have anxiety my entire life, and that I would always be on medication because that's what doctors told me, that I had, chemical issues in my brain, and I believed it until a few years ago when I started getting off of it, and Corey and I, we started just changing our lives, and it's like, I am not depressed. I've not been depressed in years, and I'm not on any psychotic medications, and so it's like all these labels that I've been given with the bipolar, with major depressive disorder, with anxiety, with just all of the mental disorders. I feel like I've been diagnosed with the majority of them throughout my life. And there's so many reasons, all of the reasons that we have shared on these videos, because whenever we're in addictions, whenever we have all this stuff within us that we're trying to push down, our bodies, we want to release it, but we're not allowing ourselves. And so it keeps us depressed. It keeps us anxious. It keeps all this stuff in us. And so I've been labeled by many psychiatrists. I've been to many psychiatrists, many counselors. I love counseling, though. I think that counseling is a great thing for anybody.
I've been labeled all the same things.
Yeah.
But I've always known what a certain label would get me. So I knew how to label myself to get the desired medication.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Call it what you will. I knew what I needed to tell the doctor and how I needed to be so that I could get what I wanted, and I always got what I wanted. And if that doctor didn't do it, then some doctor would.
Yeah.
So
very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
agree.
I have experienced some depression, and I've enjoyed it. I've experienced some mania, and I've been aware of it because I know where mania can take me. I don't experience these things whenever my diet is just dead on. Whenever I am just treating myself properly, not only my caloric intake, but my diet spiritually and everything else that goes with it. When I'm doing that, I can sit in depression and enjoy it. I can sit in mania and enjoy it. I don't have to judge it or label it. Today I can take a nap and I'm okay with it. I listen to my body. So
yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that this has helped me to do is to really connect with my body and to listen to it, and I'm just aware of what my body needs today, and I don't label it. Like, I don't have to call it anything. It just is what it is. Like, whenever we're outputting, whenever we're doing and being around people and giving our energy and also taking on people's energy, it's like I am just way more aware of it today and just listening. So it is a huge thing. But we have been through all the doctors and all the medications and all that goes along with that. And so it's like we might not have the the higher education that we paid for at a school, but we have the real life experience education that goes with all this stuff.
Yeah. I think it's great to know how much I don't know, but you know,
there's so much I don't know.
I do know
learning.
one thing is that if I work towards doing the things that the Bible and other scriptures about Jesus Christ talk about, my life seems to get better. I seem to love myself more the more I behave like him. Seems to be easier to love other people, and I feel peace.
Yeah. I was sitting in meditation this morning, and as I was just sitting, turning off all of the stuff going on in my head and just being so present, I just bring myself, when we're just so present, there's just so much love. I mean, you just can feel like that is where we are able to just soak in that love and feel that love for ourselves, and be able to receive that love coming to us, and then be able to go out into the world and give that love to others. It's so amazing sitting in meditation in that moment, just feeling that presence and that love.
I think
really
something
awesome
about my learning experience through addiction and the whole story of who I was, is that what I have gained from all the just stuff I've put on myself, I wouldn't wish it on anybody to go through that, although I know there are a lot of people going through it still. It's not something that I wish on anybody, but I do understand that grateful mentality, that I wouldn't know the peace and really feel what I feel without having gone through the depression and the addiction and the codependency and the self-hate, the low self-esteem, always wanting to improve others, the expectations, everything that goes with that mental illness. To experience mental illness, it's not something that I would desire on anybody, but anybody out there that struggles with mental illness, there is a way to find clarity and to be sane, to be at peace, and to be happy. And I truly believe that it all starts with a diet. It all starts with changing the way that we treat our body. And that just gives us a desire to stop doing some of the things we do, because we feel it even more when we do it. So.
And I think it helps us to be intentional about something. It changes our focus. Like if we change our focus from like hurting our bodies and everything to healing our body, it's the intention of it, and then it becomes like a consistent thing, and we start to just feel better physically. And it's so amazing, like all the chemicals, all the processed chemicals, just everything that we're putting into our body, it affects us mentally. It just does. I mean, everything that we take into our body affects us, mind, body, and spirit. And the cleaner that we can live, like with all of it, with the food. And I mean, I have such a long way to go. I mean, I just do. Because I mean, we just live in a world that everything is just processed. I mean, we're in it. Like my clothes, everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
even healthy fruits and vegetables.
I mean, it's just one day at a time. But like you said, as we focus on our body and getting our body to feel better, when we do things that are addictive, that are not good for our body, we just see it so much better. We feel it, and we just don't want to do it.
Yeah. Gives us a desire to continue to grow.
Yeah.
Continue to progress. So.
Yeah. Something else I had, if you want to talk about it. Because it's kind of fun. Like, our family placement, like our family. So we were born, we have a pretty large family. We have our mom and dad. Our mom passed away of cancer. Now it's going to be about 11 years ago now. And so I was born the third child. We have an older sister, an older brother, and then myself, and then a younger sister after me.
I'm number 5.
And then Corey's number 5, and then we have a little number 6, caboose, Carrie. And so it's Christy, Kevin, Kelly, Katie, Corey, Carrie. All K's and C's. And so when my mom would call any of us, she'd be k. And so it's just, with family placement, a lot of times, with psychology and with like just the family dynamic and everything, there's a lot to learn. I've learned so much about just the placement of our family and just family dynamic and everything. This is really interesting. So I kind of ended up as a middle child because my oldest sister is 6 years older than me, and my youngest sister is 6 years younger than me. So I'm like smack dab, like in the middle of the age. And so I ended up kind of being in the middle and kind of being the quiet, the shy, the hiding, not talking, just kind of like that lost child that you read about in all the family books, that explains families. Do you know where you were?
Yeah, I'm number 5, and yeah, I'm not sure what role I play in all of that. I read the book, The Family, but as you were talking, I was thinking to myself, it is easy for each person in the family to grab a hold of that label and to be that, and it is an organic, natural thing that happens. But what is amazing is we don't have to continue to be that.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't have to be that number 5 child.
No.
Or that number 3 child. We can progress past those behaviors that they say, well, that's just who you are because that's where you were born. Well, that would suck not to be able to improve past a child mentality.
Exactly.
So a lot of other labels that you can put on people depending on where they're born in a family, but I'm not sure. I do remember reading the book and knowing at that time, oh, that totally describes me. But today, I have no interest in learning more about that because I realize that it has no restraints on me as a person.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, I'm totally like not. It's so interesting learning about the roles because, like you said, we all just kind of
it's real.
In family dynamics, especially in sick families, we all take roles. But I think that, like, as people, as this world is coming out of a lot of that stuff. It's
the
like
jokester. I might have been the jokester, the person to bust a joke when things are real tense and mom and dad's fighting or brother and sisters for whatever family chaos is going on. I might have thrown a joke in or something. Who knows?
Right.
But I definitely don't have that mentality anymore today.
Yeah.
It's great to break free of those restraints and all these
labels. All these, they're all,
I love them.
They're all just part of who we have been, and it's not necessarily who we are.
No.
It is this is where a lot of my knowledge comes from, and my experience comes from, and the things that I am interested in. And so whenever we share, like, this is what I'm pulling from, is all of this that I have been. But I'm becoming so much more because I love to learn, and as I wake up every single day, it's like I'm given a new day to create. I'm given a new day to be fully who I am. And the beautiful thing is that as I'm letting go of all this stuff that I've been told that I am, that I fit in this box, as I wake up and I let go of all that stuff, God is able to show me, like, truly who I am. And so I'm coming to learn who I am, that I am not this shy, little, timid, scared child. That is not me today, and it's like I'll have moments where, like, that'll come up and I'm like, no, that is I am so much more than that.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Just my final thought on the whole thing about labels, like, we just labeled ourselves into a box. We just put ourselves into this,
like,
is who we are. And now there could be 100,000 judgments. Just the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I mean, right there alone, we could lose who knows how many people's attention. Labels are what cause war, greed, envy, lust, everything, judgment, all of it. All the labels that people put on themselves are what cause all the conflict in the world. But the greatest, almost the lack of a label, it is the greatest label that we all share, is we are all children of a Heavenly Father that loves us. And that makes us all brothers and sisters. And we've all had different experiences. We've been through many different things. And our experience, our ultimate goal when we started this was just to reach somebody that we could reach out, that we could touch through our own experiences. So these labels that we just put on ourselves are things that we've worked very hard on removing from ourselves. So we just stuck these magnets back on us just to let y'all know who we are. But in the end,
because we have been asked, like, do y'all have an introduction? Like, who are y'all? You know, and
this is us. This is who we have grown up as. These are experiences we've had.
But today,
we are all one.
And if you continue to watch us, you'll continue to see us develop and grow. And
I hope.
You know what I mean? That's my hope. That is my goal. Because I don't like staying comfortable.
Yeah.
You know,
whether I'm growing or shrinking will show up.
That is true. I mean, we did commit ourselves to this, and we've been doing it a year and a half, and it's fun because I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we've been sitting in my car for a year and a half. I mean, one of these days, maybe we won't. I don't know. Who knows? I don't control it.
No.
We're not.
That's where we're at today.
It is. And it's just so funny because, like, I'll see, you know, like I said, we've been doing this a year and a half. And, like, our count, like, the amount of people watching us. And, like, I just don't push it. I don't make all the cutesy little stuff to catch people's attention. I don't spend a lot of time editing. I don't do anything. We just record and I upload. And it's just like, that is all that we've been asked to do. And that is all.
Share.
Yeah. And so it's like,
thanks for all your work.
So I'm just so grateful for anybody out there who takes time to spend time with us to learn anything. And hopefully, I mean, if you stuck around this long, then, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're a little entertaining sometimes.
Hopefully
we laugh.
You're at 2-speed. Anyway, life is beautiful. It's another great day. I hope we got to know each other better.
And if you have any questions, if you want to know more, I mean, just ask, comment, click the like, do all that stuff. I mean, if you want. If not, that's fine too. It don't matter. It is what it is. I hear people say that all the time, and I'm like, does that matter?
Love y'all.
Bye, y'all.